Yo guys, what is going on? It is Tax here with another video coming at you live. And today we are going over the most used mice in the 2022 Masters in over there in Iceland. And so we are going to be going over and ranking them all by how many players use each mouse. If you enjoy the video, leave a like and subscribe. So coming in at 6, there's a 10-way tie. And let's start it off with the Vaxi Zygen NP01G. This is gonna come in at $64.99, and the player that uses this is Crow from Zeta Division. So these ones that are used by only one person, they are all less known mice that obviously not many people are using, but they are showing great performance here. Next is the Cooler Master MM710, which is coming in at $40, and that is coming in by John from Ninjas in Pajamas. If I pronounce any of these names wrong, please do not hunt me down. I am trying to sound it out my best. Next, we're coming in with the Extrafy M4, which comes in at $60 to $70 depending on which color. And that is also used by another Ninja in Pajamas player under the name of Zan. Nextly, we have the Corsair Dark Core, which comes in at $79.99, and that is from Optics Finesse. Next is an EC2B, that is $69.99 from Mako from DRX. And this is a team that is having a great performance here, so I would definitely weigh these options in. Next is from another DRX player under the name of Buzz, who's got the Zowie S2, which also comes in at $69.99. And now we have two entries from Team Liquid's team, which is having a good performance. And this is Nevera's mouse, which is a Razer Death Adder Elite, which comes in at around $85. Next from TL, we have Link, who is using a Glorious Model D, and that comes in at $49.99. And another NA talent here is Trent from The Guard, who is using a Razer Viper Mini, which is coming in at $39.99. And the last mouse that only has one player on it is a Zowie EC1B Divina. That is also $69.99, and that's from Sadhak, who is the allowed player. Now at 5th place, we have a 3-way tie, and these all have two players that are using them. I'm not going to go over their teams. Just because that'd be me going almost everybody's team now. And that now here at 5th we have the Logitech G Pro Wired, which is interesting that they go with the wired choice, which you'll see why. That is coming in at $69.99, and that is Saya Player and Zest that are using that. Another 5th place mouse is the Zowie EC2, which comes in at $69.99 as well, which seems to be a very standard price for a lot of these middle mice. And that is a mouse that is used both by Soulcast and Stax. The last 5th place mouse here is the Vaxi Outset AX, coming in slightly under that last one at $64.99, used by Pankata and Jumpy. Great players. Obviously they have to be to beat this event, so it's, all of these mice are great ones to check out. Weigh them out for your own options. Now coming in at number 4 is the Logitech G403 Hero, which is the second entry here we have from Logitech, and that is a $69.99 mouse as well, used by Aspas, Hoodie, and Mizzino. Coming in at 3rd, we have another tie. This is only between two mice. And the first one is the Razer Viper Ultimate. Hey, if you're playing Viper, this is a good mouse for you. You know, you got your Ultimate always. This is a little bit of a pricier mouse, and it comes in at $149.99. One of the most expensive mice we have here. This is a mouse used by Les, Jonah P, Marv, and BNG, or Banjo as some names he goes by. And the other third place mouse is another Logitech here. We have the Logitech G403, which comes in at $99.99, and that is used by Mixwell, Odom, Victor, and Kesnet. Great performance this year. And now in second place, we have the Logitech G Pro Wireless, which, as you heard earlier, the Logitech G Pro Wired came into that fifth place tie. So it's interesting that some of the players went with the wired version, but it does, you know, there are differences in the mice. But the wireless comes in at $129.99, and that's used by Avova, Mystic, Magnum, Crashies, Laz, and 10. You know, there's a lot of people here using this mouse, so you know it's gotta be a good performance. And the number one mouse that is being used by the pros at this event is the Logitech G Pro X Superlight. This is the most expensive mouse that we have seen so far, and it comes in at $159.99. And this is used by, I'll even go down the entire list: Sacy, Mindfreak, Forsaken, Bankai, Deval, Net, Valen, Nuki, Mendo, Boaster, Durke, RB, Yay, Bez, Klaus, Nags, Delzik, Depp, Sugar Zero, Sushi Boys, Scary, Cruz, Surf, and Fox. I actually just ordered myself one of these mice because I have only heard good things about this mouse. It, you know, is a very good mouse, as you can tell, because this has the most pros using it at this event, and I'm sure it's probably close to even having as many as all the others combined. So you have to see that it's got to be at least worth checking out, even with the expensive price point. Now, that was number one, but I do have like an honorable mention here, just because you can't really get them on like the regular market. And this is mainly a brand. It's called the Final Mouse. And so these Final mice come out in their own drops. One just happened recently that was only 1,000 mice, and they sold out in 15 minutes. So if you do check their Twitter, you'll see an announcement most likely if they are dropping new mice. And these are used by Jing and Tens. They use the Starlit 12, which I believe that line just ended, so this will be a new line coming out next time they make a drop. So if you're getting a mouse, I'd say go check out their Twitter. Just see if they are if they are starting a new drop anytime soon to your time. And they also have the mouse Scream is using, which is a personal design of his, which is the Scream 1. It's the Final Mouse Scream 1. It's also sold out. So if you're watching this video and you are thinking about one of these mice, you better make sure that there's a drop. Otherwise, they're being resold for almost double the price. And the market value for the Scream mouse was about $70. But the market price for these Starlight 12s was about $189 a mouse, and they're being sold for almost double on the market. So if you're gonna look at one of those, I wouldn't buy it off of anyone. You know, if there's a drop happening, wait for that. Otherwise, I would look at any of these other options. All of these options will be linked down in the description. If you have anything yourself to say about these mice, drop a comment about whatever mouse you were talking about so that other people could get your advice. As this is not a review of anything, this is just the most used mice. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.